I think by now you have a good sense of what financial markets look like. But what direction are we heading into? Well, in the previous video we discussed blockchain technology, and we talked a little bit about Bitcoin, one of the first or perhaps the first cryptocurrency ever to be created. But there are more blockchains as mentioned, and one of them is Ethereum. In this lesson we're going to look at what Ethereum enables without going too deep into the technology, and we'll see how this is shaping new ways of trading in financial markets. So we know a little bit now about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin blockchain, but there is also number two, the second biggest blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain. And it has a native token or currency, you can say, called Ether. But there's a special thing about Ethereum, and that is that it allows for smart contracts to exist. Don't be afraid of this term. A smart contract is something that is a contract that is automated. So it says, if this, then that, but not decided by a person or an entity, but by the smart contract itself. I always like to give as an example, say that you want to rent an Airbnb room somewhere, and there is an electronic lock in the door. In order for you to get into this apartment, you need to pay first. Well, a smart contract could decide that. So, for example, the lock on the door communicates with your smartphone, and the smart contract decides that if payment is done, the door will open. So if this, then that. But not somebody standing there taking your payment and opening the door for you, but all automated. I hope that gives a clear sense of what a smart contract is in essence. There is more to this, of course, and the possibilities with smart contracts are literally endless, because you can almost say that any traditional form of contracts can be automated, at least the simpler ones. And now for this course, I want to talk just briefly about the implications of smart contracts within financial markets. In order to get a better view, let's jump in and take a look at something that is actually up and running right now. Welcome to Uniswap. It is, as you can read, an automated liquidity protocol. So this is using Ethereum, and it's using the Ethereum blockchain, and it's using the technology smart contracts. So remember, if this, then that, but automated. Scroll down a little bit to get a better sense of what they are doing. You are familiar with the term liquidity by now, but Uniswap is a fully decentralized protocol aimed for automated liquidity provision on Ethereum. I hope that makes sense. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but there is a bit more information in their mission down here. Uniswap is a transparent, censorship-resistant financial infrastructure for Ethereum. So you can see that they are building new infrastructures. Blockchains enable the building of new infrastructures. And actually they are new infrastructures themselves. And as discussed in the previous lesson, a blockchain is distributed and decentralized. So again, here Uniswap lowers barriers of entry to financial participation and removes central points of failure. So let's say that all transactions are recorded on a paper or electronically in one place, and this place is attacked, or if it's on paper, the building where the transactions are stored, where they're recorded, the building burns down, you have a problem. And this is not so true in a decentralized, distributed way. So a little bit more practical, this Uniswap enables anyone to create new markets and provide liquidity and build financial applications that could not have existed before. So to understand a little bit what is happening here is you as a user, and if you're in possession of some sort of token on the Ethereum blockchain, you can post this, or you can provide this token on Uniswap, and with that you provide liquidity. So you make the exchanging of these tokens more efficient. Remember the oil in the engine, you make it run smoothly, and in return you can get rewarded for that. So there's another interesting page here, uniswap.info, and to show you that there are really things happening, we can look at the volume. And the volume tells you, okay, Uniswap, cool idea, but is it used by anyone? Well, the volume tells you so. And you can see here in this bar chart on the right, you can see that on May 14th, in the week of May 8th and May 14th this year, Uniswap's volume was $1.4 million. But at the time of recording, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the volume was $691 million. So that is pretty insane already for something that is relatively young. And most important here is that this is decentralized. This is not owned by a single entity. This is basically anyone who participates in this is the owner. Rules in this protocol are embedded in the code, as mentioned before, and this facilitates the fully automated running of this Uniswap. It's fascinating. And Uniswap is just one example of literally hundreds of examples out there that are using blockchain technology and smart contracting to create new ways of doing finance. The term for this right now, and it's very popular, is DeFi, decentralized finance. And Uniswap is not, like I said, the only example. Another very good example is exchanges. Now you can imagine that an exchange is a single point that facilitates in the buying and selling between parties. But it's still one entity and it still happens in one place. And because it's in one place, it has risks attached to it. Sorry. And the risks are, of course, that if an exchange, especially if the funds are located on an exchange, that an exchange gets hacked. Hackers are all over the place on the internet. Everybody, I'm sure, knows that. And it has happened before in the past that exchanges got hacked and people got their money stolen. Now, to prevent this happening, a decentralized exchange, for example, could be a solution. So that the funds are not stored in one entity that can be attacked, but perhaps that the funds are distributed all over the network, all over perhaps a blockchain. And with that, I think I would like to close this session off, because this for me also is still an area of research, especially DeFi. It's super new. It's only become popular in the last couple of months, really. So yeah, I would like to discover what is happening here with you guys in Slack. I'll be posting a lot of stuff in this field. It's really interesting, but I'm sure you can see that by automating certain things, we can see that the world of financial markets is moving into a new direction, albeit very small right now, but who knows? This could develop into something very big in the future. I think that's it for now. Remember the term DeFi and decentralized exchanges. Do a little bit of research in what smart contracting is. Do some further research in blockchain technology. And that's it actually for financial markets for this chapter. Let's close off with a small recap video to discuss what we've learned in this chapter, and then move on to the next chapter where we'll talk about investing.